That's the crazy thing. But I think that's kind of what made my story unique.
Yeah.
Is that it took so long. So in that 10 years,
Triple H himself. Pick it up.
You know who it is? It's Craig's, because I'm going to dinner. I can't believe that. That is like rule number 1 of podcasting. To have
Wait,
my
you have
phone
to
on.
confirm that, though.
No, I'm not going to, because it's for my 6 o'clock reservation and I made 2. I made one for 9. But I don't even know what I was saying.
The WWE, the game.
Yeah, I feel like this is what has made my story unique, is that this whole journey has led me to do things that I would have never been able to do had I been in WWE in 2015.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't have been a stunt double. I wouldn't have gone to and worked with Kira or Taya Valkyrie on Lucha Underground. I mean, there's so many things. Honestly, the list goes on of things that I was handed because I was not in WWE yet.
Speaking of Nikki and Brie Bella, the Bella twins.
The most amazing twins in the world.
Was it kind of surreal, because I know you loved Total Divas, so now you're going with Natalya to Saudi Arabia?
Talking about Total Divas.
The whole time, the whole flight.
Oh, are you kidding me?
She's trying to sleep.
No, I'm like, wait, one more question. In episode 7, no, I mean, it's funny because, like, yes, it's a weird moment, but then on the other hand, my story isn't like Maxine's, where she watched Total Divas and then became, like, I was already wrestling at that time, and the wrestling world is really, really small. Once you get into it, there's the indies, and then you made it. There's like no in between. It's not like hockey where you start out and then you move up and you've got like farm teams and it's not like that. It's either you're slumming it or you're making it. And so even as an indie wrestler, I was dating Matt, who was friends with the Bellas and Natty and things like that. And I was being an extra and, meeting people like Eva Marie. So our worlds kind of were always colliding anyways. But it's still cool to be able to like ask her the questions that I always wondered.
Yeah. What kind of slumming it was there in the indies for you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, my first match, I think I didn't even have knee pads on. I got paid $20. And
were you stoked on that? Like the fact that you were even getting paid?
It wasn't even that I was getting paid. It was the fact that I was like in the wrestling ring and people were cheering for me and the whole front row was my friends and family. I loved it. And the best part about the indies is that when I was released from WWE the first time, I got to go back and they like just welcome you with open arms, like you never left. You have the same contacts, it's the same people, it's the same promoters and the same companies, and it's just like really fun and easy.
Yeah.
It's a very cool experience. It's a very, very like low key experience. That's a nice way to put it. Like, I mean, there are some times I wrestled in front of 7 people and maybe even 3 people. But like, that's what makes it so great when I get to walk out and people are cheering me at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania where there's 80,000 people and I spot my dad in the crowd. Like, how cool is that, right?
Do you give him a wink when you see him?
I literally went like this. Dad! And that's the first time he's ever seen me wrestle.
At WrestleMania?
Yes.
Wow.
10 years.
He didn't want to see you in the indies?
I think he honestly was like, what the fuck is this? Whereas my mom was there day one in the crowd with a beer in her hand, like fully embracing it. And same with my grandma, actually. Both of them were very, very like, we know you can do this. My dad is like, when you do this, then I'll be there. No, they're so opposite. Couldn't be more opposite.
Was he at the Rumble 2023 in your shining moment?
Nobody was. Because you just don't, with the Rumble, you don't know when you're going to be in it.
Right.
You don't have a heads up really. And also because I'm not really an emotional person, I'm not a sentimental person.
So no one needs to be there.
I don't need that reassurance. Like, honestly, my girlfriends are like, oh, so you've got that show on Sunday. I'm like, yes, that show is kind of big, you guys. And if you want, you should probably tune in. But if you don't, whatever, we'll talk later. Like, I don't know. I don't really care.